short vertical microdramas are a new form of storytelling that has really been taking off over the last several years. They're meant to be watched on a mobile phone screen. Each episode is 1 to 3 minutes, and it's a real opportunity for writers to enter into this new form of storytelling and find a really rapidly expanding market. Most of these shows, especially in Asia, are AI-generated videos, which is fascinating to me and opens up all kinds of possibilities. In the English language market, it's a mix of both that's happening right now. So I happen to be working with a Chinese production partner on a microdrama series that will be AI-generated video, and I've been developing a series in English, but I don't yet have a producing partner for that. It's at an earlier stage of development. And so I've been thinking a lot about this process and how to develop these stories in a way which makes storytelling still function and adheres to the demands of the format. So I'm going to give you the two key components of developing microdrama stories to help you out. Now, the first thing is that you're basically creating a season, if you're writing serialized content, that is about the length of a feature-length movie, maybe a little longer than your typical feature-length movie, maybe 120 minutes or so. And so you can plan it out in many ways like you would plan out a feature film with a beat sheet, knowing where the midpoint is, knowing where the second act reversal is, the climax, the shift into Act 2, the B story, and so on. And that can be really helpful. You can start with that big picture view of your story, and then you cut it up. But with one proviso, before I get into the second aspect of creating it, which is at the episodic level, is that because this is being viewed on mobile screens while people wait for the bus or in the checkout line at the grocery store or whatever, it needs to, right from the start, grip people. You can't have 25 minutes of setup into Act 1 and the ordinary world and the debate and so on and so forth. It needs to move very quickly, almost like a genre novel, which has a much shorter Act 1 typically than a feature film. Now, what is also interesting is that you're effectively creating a series of chapters that are very short, and you're cutting up your story into sequences. And a sequence in a feature film is generally like a unit of action, a short unit of action, which can be a few minutes to, say, 10 minutes long. But you have 1 to 3 minutes to do it, depending on the kind of story you're telling. And so you need to know that each of those episodes, from 1 to 4 pages, depending on the exact length, depending on whether you have a lot of dialogue or it's more action, needs to have a hook into the episode that grips people right away, something's happening, the body, which is the solution of the problem that your character faces, and then a cliffhanger that makes them want to watch the next episode and ultimately to subscribe and pay for it. So you need to have those two elements working together in tandem, the big picture story and the small slices of story that are constantly giving people dopamine fixes so that they'll stick around and watch your show.